Salam everybody, I hope you guys are well. Welcome to the class. Assalamu alaikum Shumayam, Assalamu alaikum Mariam. How are you guys? How's it going? Assalamu alaikum Fatma, Assalamu alaikum Noor, Assalamu alaikum Ahmed, Assalamu alaikum Somya, Ahmed, welcome back. Shumayam, I'm well. How are you? Saifullah, Assalamu alaikum. How's it going? क्या हाल है? Assalamu alaikum Halima, welcome back. Assalamu alaikum Fatma, how are you? Can you guys please message in your groups that the class has started? Oh, really? That's the level. Okay. Second one. Here we go. अस्सलाम वालेकुम इफ्रा, क्या हाल है? अच्छा जी, सो मैं थोड़ा सा briefly repeat भी करना चाहता हूँ of what we were doing last time so that you can have some orientation and then we're going to continue forward in our lecture. So first of all, let me share my screen with you. Screen. Good question. No, it's not shared, Fatma. Sharing it now. Can you guys see my screen? Yes, chale ji, let's go. Do you guys remember we were doing these questions in our previous class? याद है सबको? ओके, जरा वीडियो को गौर से देखना. So over here we have a detector which is connected to a counter. All right, and I want you to make some observations from this and see if it makes sense to you. So ये detector is connected to this counter or basically something which shows whether ionizing radiation is present or not. So first of all, can you see that it's already showing you some reading? It's not at zero. Can you guys see this? It's already showing you some deflection. Why is this deflection there? This is background radiation. Make sense? Can you see this is the window through which the ionizing radiation can enter? ये बिल्कुल उसी तरह जिस तरह हमने GM ट्यूब की देखी थी, window. All right, now, okay, he puts the alpha radiation over here. Nothing happens here. Nothing happens. Oh, look at that. Do you see the deflection? Do you guys notice the deflection? अच्छा, अब जरा मुझे पहले ये समझा दो कि जब उसने इधर रखा हुआ था तो डिफ्लेक्शन क्यों नहीं हो रही थी? When it was here, there was no deflection. When it was here, there was no deflection. Suddenly, when it comes very close, there is a lot of deflection. Oh God, look at that. Look at that. Can you guys notice? Because it cannot pass through air. Do you guys understand? Does it make sense now? What you read? That alpha को detector के बहुत करीब रखना पड़ता है. Air बहुत कम होनी चाहिए बीच में, so that it can quickly cross over. Otherwise, they will not be able to reach the detector. So this question that you did, does it make sense that when you said it's 10 centimeters, alpha cannot be detected? It's a radiation, yes, Fatma, but it's a heavy particle. It needs to travel. How will we detect it? It has to be very close. That's what the experiment is showing. Does it make sense now? It is a radiation, but it doesn't mean that it has to travel every time. It depends on how close or how far it is, depending on its properties. अभी तुम देखोगी बीटा को तो तुम्हारे बीटा के लिए भी, do you think the observation will be same or different? When we bring in a beta source, do you think the same, we'll have to put it as close as this one? Obviously not. That's also ionizing, but it's a lighter particle. So let's look at beta. Sure. Yeah, reset it. There we go. When he brings it close, shows a lot of glitch. Now what do you see? When he puts this piece of paper in the middle or cardboard, does it drop? Does the count drop? Does the deflection decrease? Does that make sense? Because they're stopped. They're unable to go inside this. Does that also make sense? Amazing, right? अभी देखो, पहले इसको जीरो करना चाहिए, जीरो भी नहीं कर रहा. Just wait, इसको पहले जीरो कर दे, रीसेट करेगा ये, रीसेट करो. ये देखो, अब ये बीटा रेडिएशन लेके आया. Can you see बीटा दूर से ही deflection cause कर रहा है? Can you guys see this? G counter value is increased. Now, please, let's stop here and tell me, do you understand that beta particles can travel more distance? It's from here, it's causing a deflection. Does that also add up to your knowledge? As in, does it coincide or correlate with what you've learned? Secondly, if you notice, they put a piece of paper in the middle. Does anything happen to the count by putting a piece of paper? But when he puts this aluminum sheet, can you see what happens? And now do you understand the difference between aluminum and paper? Look at the thickness. Does it make sense so far? Does it drop to zero? ये आपके सामने है, Fatma. Should it drop to zero? There's always going to be background radiation. Can you see this? But हम उसको reset कर सकते हैं. You understand? Reset करके हम zero बना सकते हैं, but that doesn't mean background radiation eliminate हो जाती है. Background radiation हमेशा रहती है. All right, and finally, let's bring in a gamma source. Now it's put a gamma source. Can you see it causes a mild deflection? बहुत mild. थोड़ी सी fluctuation आपको यहाँ पे नजर आएगी. It's not too much. It's mild. Does that make sense? It's least ionizing. Least ionizing. Because it's neutral, yes. So the deflection is really negligible. वो जितनी background है वो उतना ही चलता है. Are you guys with me on this? So is this clear? He can put it far. He can. I'm sure he can. पता नहीं उसने दूर रखा या नहीं रखा. नहीं उसने दूर ही रखा. But yes, he can put it far as well. Gamma वाला part, Fatma, is very clear. Gamma के अंदर it causes least ionizing. The smallest amount of reflection that happens is for gamma. The biggest amount of reflection that happens is for which one, guys? The biggest deflection that you saw was for beta, gamma, or alpha. Beta, really? Have a look again. ये देख लो, alpha जब था तो ये deflection थी. ये देख रहे हो? Whoever it was. Look at this. Be observant. Look at the deflection. And you should know this. Alpha is highly ionizing. Beta is less ionizing as compared to alpha. So beta की deflection ज़्यादा कैसे हो सकती है? This was alpha. This is beta. So बताओ deflection ज़्यादा किसकी थी? Alpha की या beta की? You saw it yourself. Alpha was somewhere here. Beta is here. Do you guys understand now? And the least amount of movement is for gamma. It's a detector. It's a detector. This is a GM2, but this is not connected to a counter. Counter displays a count. ये count नहीं display कर रहा है, ये सिर्फ detection दिखा रहा है आपको. That's all. हरीशा सही है. ये वाला part है, ये GM2 है आपकी, ये वाला जिसकी window यहाँ पे. Got it? Is it clear? Everyone, are you guys with me? Amazing. So coming back. So that means that all of this is clear to you. ये जितना हमने पिछली क्लास में किया है ये आपको अब सब क्लियर हो गया है इंशाल्लाह. This was basically just to get you back in the game because I know it's Sunday morning, so there could be people who have just woken up. Absolutely nothing. The internet problem is so bad. आप लोग imagine नहीं कर सकते. हम लोग पिछले 3 दिनों से we're trying to push an update for Android. And it can't get pushed because one of our workers, he works remotely. उसका वहां पे इंटरनेट ही नहीं चल रहा, तो वो इस तरह से अपडेट पुश नहीं हो पा रही. And the internet is causing so much of trouble. But yeah, क्या करें, हमारे मुल्क में they think it's a joke to switch off the internet. No, whatever the reason is, it's because of jalsa. Can they stop our oxygen because of some stupid jalsa that's supposed to happen? That's not how things work. They think we're living in Stone Age. मतलब ये कि जलसा हो रहा है तो इनका लोगों ने सांस, आम बंदी का क्या कसूर है, हमारा क्या, ना हमने जलसे पे जा रहे हैं, ना हमने we've got nothing to do with it. Then why on earth are we being punished for it? Like why मेरा ज्यादा गुस्सा मुझे इस चीज का होता है कि why are students being punished for it? I mean, हमारा गोल है कि ऐप सही हो जाए. अब इसमें कौन सा पॉलिटिकल एंगल है कि जी वो फलानी पार्टी को सपोर्ट मिल जाएगी ज्यादा? नॉनसेंस, sheer stupidity. It just shows that when you lose your brain and you want to hang to power, you can just do whatever you want. But Allah Ta'ala पूछेगा, Allah हिसाब लेगा, don't worry. Yeah, exactly the rest of the world, वो सऊदी में 6G टेस्ट कर रहे हैं, हम यहाँ पे 3G 2G edge पे आ जाते हैं. मेरा my phone goes to edge. Have you heard of edge? It's literally on the edge. It's internet on the edge of falling into the river. All right, chale. That's me ranting, but let's go. Yeah, and it's just ridiculous. All right, so guys, we were done with this thing. आगे एक note लिख लो please. Can you guys write down a note for me? I know. Shayan, you raised your hand. Shayan, you have a mic. Ayan, I completely agree with you. Nadir, I'm sure it's so upsetting. Shayan, you raise your hand. Hello. Shayan. शायद ने गलती से हैंड रेज कर दी, शायद को तो माइक ही नहीं चलता। नोट, नोट में लिखें स्पेसिफिक डिफ्लेक्शन क्वेश्चंस। ओ मेरी क्लास को वैसे तो पता होना चाहिए इनको, बट specific deflection questions of alpha and beta in electric and magnetic fields will be done later. ये मैं नोट लिखवा रहा हूं कि एक स्पेसिफिक सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस है जिसके अंदर मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूं सो दैट यू नो एंड यू नॉट फ्रीकिंग आउट कि ये कैसे होगा, क्योंकि वो मैंने आप लोग कराना है नॉट एट द मोमेंट। उसके लिए वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड अ कपल ऑफ रूल्स एंड दोज रूल्स विल कम later in the course. They will come, so but I'm putting it down as a note so that you know that it is on our plate. It's something that we have to do. So for example, if you see a question like this one, so if you see a question like this one, can you guys see on your screen? So if you see a question like this, these specific deflection questions, we will do them later, because इसके लिए there's some rules that we need to learn, and right now they're not important because we'll learn them in another chapter. When we do that chapter, we're going to come back to this. I made a note for myself, so you don't have to worry. But you should know that if you see a question like this, अब इस question में I'll tell you why you can't do it right now. You can easily guess which one this is. Can you guess which one this is? With the one which passes straight without any deviation. ये तो आप लोगों को रट्टा लगा होना चाहिए. It's always gamma. Now we're not sure which one is this one, whether, because the two that deflect are alpha and beta. Now they're saying it could be alpha, it could be beta. How do you decide which one it is? For that, you need to know certain rules, and those rules we will do later. So that will be done later. Got it? Is it clear? We're moving on. So ये मैंने आपको क्वेश्चन टाइप इसलिए दे दिया ताकि आपको पता हो कि ये इस किस्म का क्वेश्चन अभी नहीं होगा, कुछ अर्से बाद हो जाएगा जब आपको मैं रूल्स बताऊंगा कुछ. Done. So we're going to draw a line here, and let's move on and write down alpha, beta, and gamma decay equations. Give the heading, please. और जल्दी जल्दी करना है आज, because हमारा काम थोड़ा ज्यादा है. Alpha, beta, and gamma decay equations. Let's go. सबसे पहले लिखो alpha decay. Ready, guys? Alpha decay. Alpha decay के अंदर मुझे बताओ which particle is a product. There are many products, but one particle has to be a product. When you say alpha decay, then that means that one of the products of this reaction should be alpha or helium. Does that make sense? Alpha 42 आपको प्रोडक्ट में नजर आएगा या हीलियम नजर आएगा. याद रखो, when you say alpha decay, it means alpha is thrown out. Alpha is a product of that reaction. So bear with me. XAZ, X is this nucleus which is going to throw out an alpha particle. मैं तुम लोग को पहले ये दिखाता भी हूँ ताकि तुम लोग को ज्यादा कॉन्टेक्स्ट मिले. XAZ. Yes, Fatma. I'll show this to you because nothing is better than showing. So All right. So this is X. Do you guys understand? This is X. And X is going to undergo alpha decay. अब alpha decay का मतलब क्या है वो समझने की जरूरत है फातिमा, गौर से देखना. This is X. It has many protons, many neutrons. You can see these. So X ka mass number A, proton number Z. Are you guys with me? I'm going to play this. So focus. Relate this with this. Oh, look. What has come out? I see 2 red dots, 2 green dots. What's the mass number of this thing? Let's say red are protons and green are neutrons. For example, what's the mass number of this thing? 4. So, do you guys understand decay का मतलब क्या होता है? Decay का मतलब होता है वो चीज जो बाहर निकल आए. One of the products is alpha. Do you understand? So when XAZ breaks off, a helium nucleus is emitted. And you write helium 4 2. जी, Ifra, you will know कि वो रेडिएशन होती क्यों है, वो आगे आएगा. अभी यहाँ पे लिख ले कि होता क्या असल में. XAZ is emitting helium 4 2, just showing you that this is an alpha particle. Shayan, the 2 represents the 2 green or the 2 red. I'm not sure. ये मुझे नहीं पता, मैंने यहाँ पे गिवन नहीं है, बट आपको ये पता चाहिए ये जो चीज निकली है इसमें 4 पार्टिकल्स नजर आ रहे हैं आपको, ये प्रोटॉन्स और न्यूट्रॉन्स हैं. So this thing that has come out, this is basically an alpha particle. This thing is an alpha particle. It decomposes or decays by itself. There's a reason for this, Fatma. The reasons will come later. अभी आपने समझना है कि alpha decay की equation कैसे बनाते हैं. गोल पे फोकस रहना आज. There's a lot of theory to it, वो आगे जाके आएगी, अभी जरूरत नहीं है उसकी. अभी आपको समझने की जरूरत है alpha decay की equation कैसे बनती है. But I will come to it later. So when X decays, can you guys see helium 4 2 is given out? This is helium 4 2. Aisha, you don't need to know what the 2 represents. आपको इस इक्वेशन में ये पता होना चाहिए ये 2 क्या represent करता है. ये इस इक्वेशन में कलर को छोड़ दो. What does 2 represent here? Protons or neutrons? बस ये बता दें. Protons. And what does 4 represent here? What does 4 represent here? 4 represents the mass number. Where did helium come from? Alpha particle is a helium nucleus. Alpha decay की बात हो रही है तो alpha particle बाहर निकलेगा ना फातिमा, और alpha का नाम helium है. ये तो आप लोगों ने पहले ही कर लिया कि alpha का दूसरा नाम helium है. alpha 4 2 भी लिख सकते हो, helium 4 2 भी लिख सकते हो. सही है. अब मुझे बताओ कि जो Y फॉर्म होगा, जो नया न्यूक्लियस बने, ये न्यूक्लियस वही रहेगा या ये खत्म हो जाएगा? बताएं. जो पहले X था, क्या ये वही X है या ये चेंज हो गया है जब इसमें से अल्फा निकल गया? इट विल चेंज ऑफ कोर्स, बिकॉज उसमें से आपने कुछ चीज बाहर निकाल दी है. तो ये जो न्यूक्लियस है इसका मास नंबर क्या होना चाहिए जब इसमें से 4 निकल जाए? इसका ओरिजिनल मास नंबर वाज A, 4 निकल गया. व्हाट शुड बी द न्यू मास नंबर ओवर हियर? शुड इट बी A minus 4? Does that make sense? By law of conservation, it should be A minus 4. It originally it was A, 4 निकल गए तो बच कितना गया? A minus 4. And what about over here? Originally it was Z, 2 went out. What should this number be? It should be Z minus 2. Does this make sense? So alpha decay की equation clear होगी सबको? ये decay equation आपने याद करनी है, इसको बहुत सवाल आते हैं. You should know how to write this equation. Are you guys with me? All right. The next decay is beta decay. Now, again, I'm going to ask you the same question. When it says beta decay, what does that mean? What is one of the products? It's going to be a beta particle. और beta particle को लिखने के how many ways do you have? 1 or 2? हर particle को लिखने के कितने तरीके होते हैं? 2 तरीके होते हैं. One way is you write it as beta And you have to remember this. इसके ऊपर क्या लिखते हैं यहाँ पे? What comes here and what comes here? You should know this. Notation हम लोगों ने पहले कर ली हुई है. This is going to be 0. This is going to be -1. Remember? याद आया आप लोगों को? पिछली क्लास में किया ये, थर्सडे वाली क्लास में. भूलते नहीं जाना उसको सारे. It's going to keep piling up. What's the other way of writing this? शाबाश बताओ आर्यन, Zaid, Tazim, Shamayam, Shifa. What's the other way of writing? Shabash. E 0 -1. अब मुझे बताओ, अगर कोई बंदा, if somebody says it's E -1 0, is that right or wrong? अगर वो बंदा ये कह रहे E -1 0, क्योंकि उसने E -1, गलत हो गया, गलत हो गया. So your mass has to be 0. So one of the products is going to be this. All right, now look at this very carefully. X is Z. X was that thing. X was that thing which gave out a beta particle. Hence, we call it beta decay. You can write it as E0 -1. Does that make sense? अब मुझे बताओ, क्या X चेंज होगा या नहीं होगा? जब X में से ये चीज निकल गई, तो X चेंज होगा या नहीं होगा? ऑफ कोर्स चेंज होगा. जिस तरह यहां पे चेंज हुआ था इफ्रा. X में से जब तुमने ये हीलियम निकाला था, तो हमने उसको Y लिखा था या नहीं लिखा था? इट चेंज्ड. सो याद रखो, जब आपके अंदर से कोई पार्टिकल निकल जाए, यू विल चेंज. याद रखना. सो प्लस, नो प्रॉब्लम, प्लस Y लिखो. लिख दिया Y, बिकॉज इट्स समथिंग न्यू नाउ. इट्स नॉट X एनीमोर. अब ये बताओ, सोच के बताना, शुरू में A था, इलेक्ट्रॉन निकलने से मास को फर्क नहीं पड़ा, तो Y का मास नंबर क्या होना चाहिए? It should still be A. Well done. It should still be A. अच्छा. Now there's going to be math over here. Can I write D over here just to calculate D? मैं भी D निकाल देता हूँ. हाँ, it's because it's A -0, hence it's A. Yes, A तो clear है. A के अंदर मसला नहीं है. मैं D निकालना चाहता हूँ. I want to see what D is. Can I say that from this side, the proton number is Z? This arrow, गौर से मेरे साथ फॉलो करो और लिखते जाओ अपने हाथ से. This arrow means equal to. Are you making these arrows? Those of you who always get confused in this, please do this with me. Proton number को Z लिखो, जैसे है. Arrow के नीचे ये equal बनाओ. Arrow का मतलब होता है equal to. -1 को कॉपी करो, इधर -1 लिखो. इस प्लस को कॉपी करो, प्लस लिखो. और इस D को कॉपी करो, D लिखो. Do you guys understand this equation? I've just made an equation between proton numbers. Proton numbers on the reactant side should be equal to the proton numbers on the product side. Are you guys with me on this? Shifa, Tazeen, Noor. So what should D be equal to? Z -1 or Z +1? What should D be equal to? Z -1 or Z +1? So D is Z +1. Does that make sense? So when you rewrite this equation, और ये असल में यूं लिखनी चाहिए थी हमें, मैं फिर से लिख रहा हूं, आप भी लिखें. X A Z arrow electron 0 -1. Electron is given out. We get something new, which is Y. Y का mass number वही रहता है, because electron has no mass, so whatever mass number is here will be the mass number over here. However, the proton number will be Z +1. Does this make sense? ये भूलना नहीं है. बहुत से लोग यहाँ पे, a lot of people make a mistake over here. You know what they do? They see this Z, they see this -1, they write Z -1 over here. गलत. Absolutely wrong. Because Z, if you write Z -1 over here, and this is also -1, गौर से देखना. This is going to give you -1 plus, if somebody writes z -1, will they end up getting z -2? Yes or no? और से देखें, अगर कोई बंदा गलती से z -1 लिख देता है, will they end up getting z -2 on the right hand side in the denominator? इनके पास z -2 यहां पे आएगा ही नहीं आएगा. So how can z -2 be equal to z? It's wrong. It's not equal. Absolutely wrong. अब देखो, जो बंदा z+1 लिखता है वो लिखेगा -1, then this plus, and then they copy this z+1. मुझे बताओ इसका फाइनल आंसर क्या आता है? Just do it orally. इसका फाइनल आंसर क्या आता है? -1 plus z+1. What is the answer? It should be z. And this z matches with this. Exactly, Saifullah. Is it clear, everyone? Are you guys with me? So this is the right equation. Just remember this. Make sense? Beta decay clear ho gaya? Now we come on to the easiest of all, which is gamma decay. Likho gamma decay. In gamma decay, please write x, a, z. Please tell me what are the numbers for gamma. मैं gamma को यूं बना देता हूं. What are the numbers for gamma? ऊपर और नीचे. It's 0, 0. So tell me, is your nucleus changing? ना mass number change हो रहा है, ना proton number change हो रहा है. Is the nucleus changing? So यहां पे हम x लिखेंगे या y लिखेंगे? बताओ, यहां पे x लिखेंगे या y लिखेंगे? X लिखेंगे. Give. This is the only process in which the nucleus does not change. So x, you write a here and you write z here again. Are you guys with me? The only thing that we do is we put a star over here. The star over here shows that the reactant has a lot of energy. That's all. That's all. और वो energy उसने release कर दिया. That energy has been released in the form of this, but nothing happened to X. It just released a lot of energy. Whenever you write Y, it means something new is formed. Here, nothing new is formed. So in beta decay, alpha decay, something new is formed. Fatma, you got it now. Is it clear? Everyone, are you guys with me? Alpha, beta, gamma. सबको clear हो गया? Yes, Noor, Nade, Roshan, Hamdan, Fasiha, Amal, Ali. Amazing. Chale. Let's do a question then. Can you guys see this question on your screen? I'll also send this in your groups. Please begin. Shabash. Hadi, itni jaldi. I'll give you guys a poll for this. आदि, इसलिए कहते हैं डबल चेक कर लेना चाहिए। कई दफा होता है जो चीज आपको लग रहा होता है ना आती है, इट्स समथिंग यू टेक फॉर ग्रांटेड, वही चीज होती है जिसके अंदर आपके नंबर कटते हैं। Did I tell some of you that I had an exam yesterday, which is why we I couldn't take the class on Friday because I was preparing for it. मेरे खैर एक क्लास को मैंने बताया था। तो no, no, not the SAT. I'm too old for SAT. So I was preparing for this exam. The exam had 4 sections, and I ended up doing really well in 3 sections because I had worked very hard for them. And there was this one section that I thought that it would be a breeze. और मैंने उसकी तैयारी नहीं की। तो मैंने कहा ये मतलब ये मुझे आता है नेचुरली, तो ये मैं कर लूंगा। So सबसे मेरा average section, I won't say I failed, but I could have done very well because it's one of the easiest ones. It's the easiest ones. And I messed up on that one. Messed up on that one means I did not fail, but I could have done so much better. Like the hardest sections were the ones which I was sailing through because I had naturally worked hard. But the easiest one that which I took for granted became the hardest one because I had not prepared. So never make that mistake. Never ever. और मैं अपने आप को हमेशा ये टेस्ट वाली सिचुएशन में रखता हूँ, कोशिश करता हूँ, because it really helps me connect with you because you're also undergoing the same thing. So I have to experience the same thing. And how will I experience it if I have given my exams 15 years ago? I continue to give exams. It's painful, but I do it because I have to be in the same mindset. And I gave and this exam was online. So not paper based. That's something new which has come up. And I realized that actually giving, like, for example, you have the SAT and you have the ACT, correct? ACT, have you heard of ACT? Is ACT paper based or computer based? Check करें, check कीजिएगा अपने लिए. It's digital, it's computer based. I gave a computer based exam. SAT is also digital, but शुरू में ACT होता था. What I realized is I prefer giving it on a computer. Now, back in 2016, when I gave my last exam, I was very comfortable with paper. Now I hate paper. I don't feel like writing. It's easier to type. It's easier. I've solved whatever I'm solving. I solve it on a piece of paper, but eventually I want it in digital form. So that's something new I tried this time. And I thought I would be nervous because of it, but actually Alhamdulillah, it was fine. But this one part, this one section, जो मैंने कहा ओ ये तो मैं कर ही लूंगा, ये कौन सा मुश्किल है, वो पता चला उसी ने पकड़ लिया मुझे। बट अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, शुक्र है हो गया। Here we go, guys. Your second question. Are you all done with the first one? I'm assuming that everybody was able to do it. Everybody got the right answer. Let's do the second one. Also, अभी Android का मसला तो हल हो रहा है, वो अभी हल नहीं हुआ because it depends on an app push which is stuck because of the internet issue. आपकी recordings should be working now. Have you guys checked your recordings? They should be back up and they should be working. I got an update Saturday morning that I'll give you guys a poll. Android मैंने भी बताया फातिमा, Android नहीं चल रहा. मैं I'm talking about iOS devices or desktop devices. So we are just uninstall and reinstall. It is not opening on desktop. Really? That is weird. We'll check. ये इंटरनेट का मसला ठीक होगा तो फिर ये सारे मसले हल होंगे. I've got better news for you. In all of this chaos that our government is causing, the good news is that we have decided to really, really, really simplify the things for you guys. And starting from this batch, अभी announce हमने करना है, but आप लोगों को मैं पहले बता रहा हूँ कि for this, starting from now, for your batch, when you go into month 2, those of you who've been taking the sessions with me, you would be aware that your module changes after every month. है ना? क्या अभी बैठे हुए हो अभी तो फिर next month में नया module होगा. We're scrapping all of that. It's going to be one module. You don't have to change your module. It's going to be the same module, and you will continue to retain access to your recordings as long as you are in the same module. So even if you are in the month of November in the classes, in the module, you will still have access to September, October, जब भी आपका session शुरू हुआ है. So let's say you come in January or December, you will have access to everything from the start. Let's say you go to March, you will have access to everything from the start. I hope that really, really helps. Inshallah, dua yahi hai ki kaam aasan kare. So and that is also going to help you with your midterm exams. That's also going to help you with every test that comes out now. So as long as you understand that it's dependent on you being subscribed. I'm not saying that ye nahi hoga ki aap next month may you're not in the app and you're saying aapne to kaha tha. You have to be subscribed and you will have access to everything that you have covered from day one. Is it clear? Chal, alhamdulillah. I hope that gives you some hope, some light. And so don't worry. अभी ये हमारा मसला जब ठीक हो जाएगा इंटरनेट वाला, so you will have it there. Absolutely. Mac app is a trouble child. Not coming anytime soon, but we're working on it. Chale ji. So let's do this. Zara. So that's a good question that Zara has asked. So a lot of kids who want to join in October or November and they think that maybe अब late हो गए. So अगर वो October में join करते हैं, you guys answer based on what I've said. Will they get access to everything? If somebody joins in January, will they get access to everything? Will they have to pay for everything? Or will they just have to pay for that particular month? What's the good news? What's the good news? They'll not pay for everything. They will not. For that month only. Just for that month. Do you understand? That's the best part. So basically what we've done is we've made it very easy for anyone to join in and just wants to revise at a fast pace, can do it. That's for your batch. We're trying it out. Let's see how it works. Inshallah. Dua ye hai ki acha natija niklega uska. All right, so let's do this question. A radioactive nuclide, uranium-238-92, decays into thorium by emitting an alpha particle. So do you understand the first stage? Uranium-238-92. Hadi, the course breakdown is given. Any specific chapter you're thinking of, just look at the course breakdown. Uranium-238-92 decays by emitting an alpha particle. So should I say helium-42 is given out? And if helium-42 is given out, it decays into thorium. Thorium, let's call it TH. Can I say TH will be 234 and 90? Well done, Seth. Are you all with me? Is the first line clear? Emits an alpha particle and changes itself. From U, it's gone to thorium. Now the thorium decays into protactinium. So let's start with thorium. Thorium 23490 decays into protactinium, which is given as Pa, which you can see. So I'm going to write Pa by emitting a beta particle. Now, a beta particle is B0 minus 1. Does that make sense? It's B0 minus 1. So मुझे ये बताओ ऊपर mass number क्या होना चाहिए? Pa का, protactinium का mass number क्या होना चाहिए? It should be 234. And what should be the proton number? Z plus 1. Shabash. 91. Do you understand? ये जो हमने पीछे किया था ये Z plus 1, ये चीज जो मैं समझा रहा था कि यहाँ पे Z minus 1 ना कर देना. This has to be Z. Whatever is formed, उसके proton number plus 1 होगा. So it's going to be Z plus 1, so it's going to be 91. Does that make sense? This is Z plus 1, and this is minus 1. Clear? So far, so good. A few people did choice C. I know what mistake you guys made, but I hope it's clear now. Zara, is it clear? Yes? All right. Now, मुझे ये बताओ, for example, if I say uranium 23892 decays by emitting, question लिखो, 2 alpha particles and 1 beta particle. Write this question down. To form X, you have to tell me the symbol of X. Like I want you to tell me what will be the mass number and what will be the proton number. Let's go, guys. Shabash. Two 238. So मेरा जो original है, it's 238. Shabash, Shumayam, well done. And I'm so proud of you guys for waking up on a Sunday morning. I know it's so hard, but really means a lot. Shabash, well done. ये मेहनत जो होती है ना, यही मेहनत मेरे जवानों, ये जो आप अभी कर रहे हो, कुर्बानी कुर्बानी अल्लाह को इतनी पसंद है, मैं आपको क्या बताऊं. कुर्बानी. So this is kurbani of a Sunday, kurbani of your family time, kurbani of your free time, kurbani of the time when you could sleep, kurbani of the time when you could eat halwa puri. Maybe you can have halwa puri later. So kurbani to देती ना अभी के लिए. जितनी कुर्बानियां ज्यादा देते हैं अल्लाह ताला उतना ज्यादा आपको ब्लेस करता है. याद रखिएगा. सो कुर्बानी का जज्बा हमेशा रहना चाहिए. The will to give up something for a greater goal. Amazing. So guys, I think you've nailed it. So look at this. Uranium 23892. Fatma, what's the देखना? Uranium 23892 decays by emitting 2 alpha particles. So did you write 2 helium 42, Fatma? You write 2 with it. लिखा? 2 लिखना था, 2 alpha particle लिखा हुआ है. आप इसको यूं लिखो ना फातिमा, यूं लिखो. इसको just write it like this. You need to understand how to write it like this. Everybody, if you've written helium particles separately, no, please don't compress them. Write them as one. Exam में आपको इस तरह आ सकता है. and one beta particle, one beta 0 minus 1 लिख दिया, and it forms X. अब X का mass number A, X का proton number Z. Are you guys with me? जितने लोगों ने कर लिया है, can you guys please start this question while I'm explaining this to Fatma, and if somebody hasn't understood, you guys continue listening to me. The rest of you, you are doing this one. I'm giving you a new poll for this. Fatma, you're focusing with me on the question that we're solving together. All right? Ready, Fatma? Or the rest of you who were caught up. जिन्होंने कर लिया है, आप लोग अगला सवाल शुरू करें. So uranium 238 लिखा हुआ है, इधर लिखा हुआ है helium 42, और ये 2 लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे. तो मुझे बताओ, when I'll make an equation for the numerator, for the masses, will I write 238 on the reactant side, Fatma? Yes or no? क्योंकि मैंने ऊपर से ये नंबर उठाया, यही लिख दिया. अब मुझे बताओ यहाँ पे मुझे क्या लिखना चाहिए? Should I write this 2 and this 4 like this, 2 into 4, yes or no? Because helium 2 दफा आया ना, तो 4 2 दफा काउंट होगा, तो उसका तरीका होता है कि नंबर पकड़ो वो जो कांस्टेंट है और उसको साथ उसके मास नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई करो. डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग? द 2 विल मल्टीप्लाई विद द 4 प्लस. अब आप बताओ आगे क्या लिखूं मैं? फातिमा, व्हाट्स द नेक्स्ट थिंग? मुझे पूरी चीज बतानी है, खाली एक चीज नहीं बतानी. मल्टीप्लाई करने के जवाब बाद नहीं बताना, मुझे बताओ किन दो चीजों को मल्टीप्लाई करोगे यहाँ पे. प्लस व्हाट? प्लस ये 1 आएगा फातिमा, और इसके साथ ये 0 लिखा जाएगा. 1 into 0. आर यू विथ मी फातिमा? डू यू अंडरस्टैंड? ये इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूं ये कंप्रेस करना सीखो. जैसा पहले 2 आया उसके साथ मैथ्स में मल्टीप्लाई, अब 1 आया 1 से मैथ्स में मल्टीप्लाई होगा. प्लस प्लस व्हाट? जल्दी से बताओ आगे क्या लिखें? 1 into -1? नहीं भाई, ये हम मैथ्स नंबर्स को डील कर रहे हैं. we're not going down, are we? ये सिर्फ मैथ्स नंबर्स के थ्रू इक्वेशन. ये ऊपर वाली साइड ऊपर से, नीचे वाली साइड नीचे से, इनको मिक्स नहीं करना आपस में. शाबाश. प्लस 8. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड द मिस्टेक दैट यू आर मेकिंग? दोनों को मिक्स नहीं करना. मैथ्स नंबर्स को अलग रखना है, प्रोटॉन नंबर्स को अलग रखना है. ये इक्वेशन बन गई. अब मुझे प्रोटॉन नंबर से फातिमा इक्वेशन बना के सिखाओ. सो लेट मी राइट 92 because this is 92. So 92 लिख दिया is equals to. अब मैं एरोज नहीं बनाऊंगा ना, you're going to do it yourself. Tell me, पहले मुझे क्या लिखना चाहिए यहाँ पे? बिल्कुल उसी तरह से पहले किया. 2 into 2. शाबाश. Because this 2 and this 2. Do you understand? And somebody else asked me, what about the proton numbers? ये हम proton numbers कर रहे हैं. 2 into 2. आगे बताओ फातिमा. Plus 1 into -1. There you go. You got it. Plus what? Plus Z. Solve करो, जवाब निकल आएगा. Is it clear? I'm moving ahead, Fatma, because the rest of the classes is ahead, so you can now do the question, solve it later. इस question की तरफ देखते हैं जी, क्या जवाब निकाला आप लोगों ने? Amazing, no problem, Fatma. I hope everybody is clear as well, the rest of you. इस question को गौर से देखो. A radioactive nucleus contains 138 neutrons. The nucleus emits an alpha particle. How many neutrons are in the nucleus? What are they asking you for? Are they asking you for the mass number, or are they asking you for the number of neutrons? Okay, so write this down. Radioactive particle जो है, whatever that thing is, has 138 neutrons. Make sense? It's got 130. Is 138 the mass number? Yes or no? बताएं. Is 138 the mass number? No, it's not. No, it's Aisha. 138 neutron mass number में तो proton भी आता है. Do you understand the mistake that people make? अब मुझे बताओ, when you read helium alpha particle, आपके फौरन ज़हन में आता है helium 42, correct? और आप यहाँ पे मुझे बताओ, जब आप लिखोगी helium और helium के साथ लिखोगी 4, तो ये 4 क्या है? ये 4 उसका न्यूट्रॉन नंबर है, ये मास नंबर है. इस 4 को फर्दर ब्रेक डाउन करो, मुझे बताओ इसमें प्रोटॉन कितने हैं, न्यूट्रॉन कितने हैं? It has 2 protons and 2 neutrons. Now look at your question. Are they asking you for the mass number or are they asking for the number of neutrons after decay? After decay, they're asking you for the number of neutrons. So 138 में से 4 को minus करना चाहिए. ये बताएं जरा. Should we do 138 minus 4? How can you subtract neutrons from your mass number? You can't. You have to do 138 minus 2, guys. Is it clear? So the answer to this was 136. B ball is the answer. Clear ho gaya sabko? Are you all with me? Ahmed, Ali, Amal, Javeria, Manha, Mehreen. शायान तुमने फिर हैंड रेस किया बट तुम्हारा माइक नहीं चल रहा तो तुम्हारा कोई क्वेश्चन है तो बताओ. अच्छा चलें आगे चलें. आखिरी चीज करने लगे हम. This section is finished. Next section की हम heading देंगे और definitions लिख लेंगे अभी. The number of protons is always equal to number of neutrons. Not necessary, Saifullah. Not necessary. ये सिर्फ हीलियम में केस में आप बाकी किसी और केस में जाके देखो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि देखिए it's not necessary. There's no rule on that. लिखिए जी. Nuclear fission and fusion. Nuclear fission and fusion. First, give the heading nuclear fission or nuclear fusion. Fusion. लिखिए जी. The process in which फातिमा की ग्रुप में डिस्कस करना. Discuss it with your peers and let me know what your answer is. Finally, you will know what the answer is. The process in which a larger nucleus is formed by combining 2 smaller nuclei comma with the release of energy. The process in which a larger nucleus is formed by combining 2 smaller nuclei with the release of energy. For example, nuclear fusion powers the stars. For example, the sun generates its heat and light from nuclear fusion. हाँ bombs कुछ और होता है but yes हम उस part of the chapter में आ गए. Bombs are not formed because of fusion. So the process in which a larger nucleus is formed by combining 2 smaller nuclei with the release of energy, this is called nuclear fusion. Are you guys with me on this? अब लिखो नीचे इसके न्यूक्लियर फिशन. थोड़ी सी स्पेस छोड़ देना. तो स्पेस मैंने किसी और चीज में छोड़ी जो अगली क्लास में होगा. स्पेस छोड़ के न्यूक्लियर फिशन की हेडिंग दे दो. And write this down. The process in which, that's 2 minutes. Almost there. The process in which a nucleus such as uranium, कितनी लाइन छोड़ो? 2-3. Just 2 or 3. The process in which a nucleus such as uranium absorbs a neutron and produces daughter nuclei and 2 more neutrons with The release of energy. For example, nuclear reactors. Translation, tarjuma. I will explain this in the next class. Abhi don't worry, you just need to write down the definitions. जब मैं equations बनाऊंगा इसकी तो आपको clear हो जाएगा सारा इंशाल्लाह. मैं दोनों की equation मैंने इसी जगह छोड़ी. I want to make some equations of these, but I don't want to burden you too much right now. So we can definitely do it in the next class. We have entered the final section of this chapter. I think it should be done in this week, inshallah. Done, Ji. Are you guys done writing? Half life इसके बाद आ रहे हैं अहमद. इसके फौरन बाद half life है. I think we should be in half life in the next lecture. Of course, I shall. Waiting. Done, Zara? Are you done writing? Tazeen, Somia, Shifa? What's your plan for breakfast? What are you guys eating for breakfast? Are you guys going out? Staying home? Halwa puri? Fruit chart? Dahi balle? Chips? What's your plan for breakfast? Paratha? Wow. Eggs? Amazing. Lean. Bread kebab. नाश्ता हो रहा था फिर क्लास शुरू हो गई. चलो अल्लाह का शुक्र है तुमने ये नहीं कहा कि नाश्ता भी हो रहा था और क्लास भी हो रही थी. You ate an omelette. Interesting. I've got tea on the table. Amazing. सो रहा था क्लास शुरू हो गई. जुनेद तुम्हें तो डंडे पड़ने वाले हैं. सो रहे थे क्लास शुरू हो गई. तुम्हारे ख्वाब में नहीं आया तुम्हें जगाने के लिए. ख्वाब में आना चाहिए मैं. Next time. In a way, nuclear fusion is kind of like mitosis. Kind of. Granola bars, you made it. आयशा अकेले अकेले तुमने इतनी हेल्दी चीज बनाई यार. कभी ट्राई तो कराओ. अगर ग्रोला बार खुद घर में बना लिया तुमने. अब वो कह रही है, अब वो तारीफ भी कर रही है. ये अच्छी बात है. खुद बनाए खुद ही खाएं खुद ही तारीफ भी कर दें. बेटा मानूंगा तो मैं तब जब जब मैं खाऊंगा और मैं टेस्ट करूंगा. तारीफ वो जो जो दूसरा करे. All right, guys. Amazing. Chale, take care. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great Sunday. Inshallah, see you guys on Tuesday. Best of luck. Bye bye. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your canola bars and your parathas. मैंने क्या खाया मैंने कुछ नहीं खाया. ज़रा मेरी सुबह से क्लासेस चल रही हैं अब जाके खाने लगा हूँ. And I'm thinking that I might just go out to have fun. Take care. Thank you. Best of luck. Bye bye.